Hi, first graders. I promised you that I was going to read you a great book about sloths. And this is the book. It's A Little Book of Sloths. And I want to read it to you, and I want you to see these pictures. They are so cute. All right, A Little Book of Sloths. This is by Lucy Cooke, and she is a photographer. And she went to this place that we're going to learn about in this book, and she took these pictures and wrote this book. And I absolutely love this book. So I hope that you ooh and ah and squeal with delight when you see how cute these sloths are. So, A Little Book of Sloths. Oh, look at that face. So cute. Here's a letter. This is Lucy Cooke, the author, and I'm going to read the letter she wrote. I love sloths. I always have. I love their sweet smiles, slow-mo lifestyle, and their innate huggability. I believe that being fast is overrated and that the sloth is the true king of the jungle. But he's rarely seen as such, so I founded the Sloth Appreciation Society, of which you are now a member. In a sleepy corner of Costa Rica, there's an upside-down world where sloth is a virtue and not a sin. A sanctuary, the first in the world devoted to saving this much misunderstood animal. Home to 150 orphaned and injured sloths, Slothville is an ideal where the sloth's every whim is catered for by the celebrated sloth whisperer, Judy Aurora. This book reveals some of the secrets behind the sloth smile and introduces you to the handful of sanctuary superstar sloths. I think we have much to learn from their mellow ways. So take a break from this crazy world around you, kick back, relax, and enjoy hanging with the sloths. Lucy Cooke. It all started with Buttercup. Baby Buttercup turned up on Judy's doorstep as a tiny orphan. She was a few weeks old and desperately needed a new mom. Buttercup's new home offered more slouching opportunities than your average tree branch, so she chose the best seat in the house and decided to stay. Oh, so cute. 2 decades later, she's still there. Buttercup is the queen of Slothville. She rules over her slumbering empire from her very own wicker throne. As a wise and benevolent leader, her sole decree is that everyone just chill. Great advice, especially right now. Oh my goodness, so many faces. Word got around that there was a place that cared for sloths in need, and soon sloths were everywhere. Look at all their cute faces. The burgeoning brood brought together 2 families of sloths. They are defined by how many digits they have. Digits are like their toes or their fingers. But you don't have to count their fingers to tell them apart. On Buttercup's side, the Bradypus, or 3-fingered sloth, is the Muppet-looking one with the medieval haircut and the Mona Lisa smile. So this one is the 3-toed. The Cleopus are cousins of the Bradypus and have just 2 fingers. They look more like a cross between a Wookiee on Star Wars and a pig. They kind of have a little bit of a snout. So you can see they look quite different. This is the 3-toed. This is the 2-toed. Or 2-fingered, I guess they say. Sloth's natural home is the jungles of South and Central America, where they spend their whole lives hanging about in trees. Literally. Their long arms and curved claws help them hook and hang around without spending much energy, allowing for optimum laziness. 60 million years have made sloths the absolute masters of mellow. Not only do sloths spend 70% of their time resting, but their nerves may even have evolved to not react to loud noises. So there's no point saying boo to a sloth. They are simply too chilled to even notice. Look at them. So cute. Sloths aren't monkeys or bears, but They are xenothurans. I hope I said that right. Which makes them sound like they are from outer space. And they do have a sci-fi biology to match. For a start, sloths can't control their body temperature like other mammals. So they bask in the sun like reptiles to warm up in the morning. The nights can be a trifle chilly, so a baby sloth who no longer has his mom to cling to can have a problem. So Judy invented specialized sloth onesies for those in extreme needs. And it says a sloth can't pop down to the shop and buy these. They are handcrafted from old sports socks. Here's hoping they remember to wash them first. So they took socks and made little onesies for them because they're so cold when they're little. Baby sloths are Jedi masters of the hug. Their innate huggability helps them cling to their moms for the first year of their lives. They love to hug so much. Collectively, they've formed a cuddle puddle. Look it up. It's important that a baby sloth find just the right snuggle partner so the orphaned babies get stuffed animals to hug in place of their moms. Mateo was especially fussy with his choice. He tried quite a few before deciding on, look at that cute face, Mr. Moo. Mateo is so cute, he should come with a public health warning. But don't be fooled by his sweetie pie looks. This sloth has attitude. Mateo's a streetwise sloth who was found abandoned near the capital city of Costa Rica. He's a bit of a loner and prefers the soft but silent company of Mr. Moo to hanging out with other sloths. If any of the other baby sloths try to sneak a Moo hug, a fight breaks out. A very slow fight, in which the winner is the last sloth to stay awake. Wild sloths are solitary animals, but the sanctuary sloths make friends for life. Sunshine and Sammy were rescued from poachers who wanted to sell them as pets. They arrived within days of each other and have been on a hugging marathon ever since. Their party trick in this is to impersonate a two-headed sloth. They're pretty darn cute. Just don't tell Sunshine and Sammy that. If hugging were an Olympic sport, then Ubu would be a gold medalist. But he wasn't always so strong. As a baby, Ubu lost his grip on his mother and fell, and when he hit the ground, he hurt his spine, and now his back legs don't work. But with plenty of physical therapy, it has given this paraplegic baby sloth the upper body strength of a champion wrestler. He'll never let go of another sloth again, even Mateo, who only tolerates Ubu's monster hugs by dreaming that he's getting a hug from Mr. Moo. Ubu's not the only sloth who requires special medical treatment. Orphaned babies often arrive with broken bones and other mysterious problems. The sanctuary has its very own slothpital to treat sloths with special needs. Some sloths are more special than others, like these twins, Violet and Sebastian. Look how cute and little they are. Their trip to the slothpital resulted in a serious fashion overhaul. Out went the old sock pajamas, and in came some seriously snazzy bandages, although Violet was somewhat jealous that her brother got the blue stars, and Sebastian felt that pink was much more his color. Did somebody order a bucket of sloths? Every home should have one. A party-sized bucket with plenty of sloth hugs to go around. Buckets, by the way, is the sloth's favorite way to travel. It's fast, it's like flying, and it allows them to snooze on the move. Sweet. What sloths lack in speed, they make up for in fancy acrobats. These three-fingered sloths are the only mammal on the planet with an extra neck vertebrae. That's a bone in your neck. And they can turn their heads up to 270 degrees. That is almost all the way around. So even when they are upside down, their smiles are the right way up. So if you hang upside down on the monkey bars, your head is going to be upside down. When they hang upside down, they can turn their neck so their head is still the right way. That's amazing. There's no time to be a slouch at the sanctuary. All baby sloths have a daily workout on the jungle gym to polish their climbing skills. Work it, Wally. Wally is a hard-working young sloth, dedicated to self-improvement. He has finally learned how to climb up, but he's yet to master the art of reverse and often has to be rescued from the top. At the sanctuary, the sloths take a regular splash in a special green leaf tea to keep their skin healthy. Wild sloths are actually green. Their coats are mini jungles of algae and insects. I know that sounds kind of gross, but they are okay with it. So their coats are a mini jungle of algae and insects, including a moth that only lives on a sloth. They look and smell just like trees. Sloths are like stealth ninjas, and these invisible cloaks prevent them from becoming eagle food. The harpy eagle likes to eat them, which is just as well. Since their top speed is 15 feet a minute, running from danger is simply not an option. So when they're in the wild and their hair actually has a green tint to it because of the algae living in it and the bugs, they kind of blend in with the trees of the rainforest. When their beauty treatment finishes, the baby sloths are hung out to dry. Of course, with sloths, there's no need for clothespins. They just hook them up out there to dry. After his trip to the sloth salon, Mateo looks even more like a puffball. Look at his hair. Which kind of annoys him, but he's finally reunited with Mr. Moo again. Phew. It has to be said that sloths have very poor table manners. They nom-nom with their mouths open and frequently fall asleep in their food. What they're eating, they're falling asleep. But not Honey. She is a terribly refined sloth with manners straight out of a Swiss sloth finishing school. Here you see her demonstrating the correct way to hold a green bean. Who knew a sloth could be so posh? Sloths love beans, but they go nuts for hibiscus flowers. Hibiscus flowers are like sloth chocolate, but without the calories. Look, they're eating the flowers. Some sloths gobble the flowers up straight away. Others, like Velcro, prefer to hold off and savor the moment before finally giving in. A sloth's diet is the key to its slothfulness. In the wild, sloths don't eat green beans like the sloths at the sanctuary eat. Their diet consists of jungle leaves that are a bit toxic. That means a little bit poisonous, and don't provide much energy. Their secret weapon is a big tummy like biscuits. It takes them 4 weeks to digest one meal, and their stomach contents make up 2/3 of their body weight. They need to take it easy or they would suffer from a terrible stomachache or indigestion. So with all his fabulous Buddha belly, Biscuit, like all sloths, is a bit on the portly side, a little bit chubby. Biscuit is an athlete, a digesting athlete. So it takes them, how long 4 weeks, that's 1 month to digest one meal. That's crazy. Wild sloths have somewhat bizarre bathroom habits. Once a week, they descend from the safety of their treetop homes to do their business at the base of a tree. Such eccentric etiquette is one of the great mysteries of sloth behavior. That means that once a week, they climb down from the tree and go poop at the base of the tree. I can hear some of you laughing. The sanctuary sloths must learn to do the same. Just don't hurry them. Sloths, after all, hate to be hurried, especially while on the job. Although some, like Cosmo, get a bit confused about the point of the poo pole. So at the sanctuary, they don't have the trees for the sloths to practice on, so they make a pole that looks like a tree. And they call it the poo pole because they have the sloths practice climbing down to go poop at the bottom of the pole. So to potty train a baby sloth, you need one baby sloth, one poo pole, and quite a lot of patience. Yes, I hear a lot of you giggling. No one knows how long a sloth can live, but Queen Buttercup has just turned 20, making her the oldest living captive three-fingered sloth. She's celebrating with the sloth's favorite kind of party, a slumber party. A sloth's smile hides the secret to a happy, huggy, slow-mo lifestyle. Take a cue from nature's couch potato and heed Queen Buttercup's decree. Just chill. Now, this is a yearbook, and it's the Slothville yearbook. Violet and Sebastian, Slothville's resident fashionistas, often seen modeling next season's attire. Buttercup, the queen of the sloth, throws the best sort of fest, a snooze fest. Wally, he dreams of setting a world record for climbing Mount Everest slowly. Honey, behind her sweet smile lurks a super sneaky green bean thief. Mateo, the dark lord of cute, has the power to paralyze with a single sloth squeak. Sunshine and Sammy maintain the ideal cuddle ratio, 1 part sleep, 2 parts arm, and the remaining parts love. And Ubu, the captain of cuddles, even practices hugging in his sleep. And Velcro always reaches for the stars, and he often falls asleep on his way. Now, here are some of the people that work at Slothville. Can you imagine what a fun job that would be, taking care of sloths? But you can see that the sloths really aren't that big. They're holding them in their arms. And I just think that it's amazing that there's a place like this where sloths can go that have been orphaned and they're taken care of. I'm also going to send your parents the email address, or not the email address, the website, so that they can go to Slothville to show you some videos. And I'm going to link some videos because the videos from them are so fun to watch. So I hope you've enjoyed a little book of sloth, and that when summer starts, that you practice what they do and just chill.